Hello everyone, Phil here, and welcome to DSPReacts, and of course, my weekly show, DSP versus the Internet. This is the show where I react to clips that members of this channel have submitted. First, we're going to watch all the clips submitted by the ultra-level members, and then we're going to be moving on to clips from the standard members tossed into a randomized playlist. Being that today is October 1st, and this is episode 33, I suggested to people, hey, you know, you might want to think about doing some horror-themed stuff for Halloween. And some people did. Now, I don't know if we'll get to those or not because, again, randomized playlist, all right? We'll see what happens. Well, but I hope that we do maybe get some good horror-themed stuff for the month. In addition, I'm going to be honest about some things. Number one, people need to be careful about what they're submitting. I'm not kidding you. Look at the video we're staring at. Does it look familiar? Yeah, that's because that video was already watched on this show a couple weeks ago. So someone as an Ultra member submitted this to watch, but we already watched it. So I'm not going to watch it again. I'm just letting whoever that Ultra member was know, please be careful about what you submit to make sure we didn't already watch it, because it already has been reacted to, okay? That's number one. Number two, I want to reiterate, if you're submitting a video that is from a owned YouTube channel that has affiliation with a TV show or a network, likely that video will get claimed and blocked. Meaning, for example, I'm almost positive we watched comedy from Laugh Factory before, and it got blocked. I'm still going to give it a shot, but I almost guarantee you, sadly, you know, we're in a situation here where that's going to get blocked, and the whole stream's going to end up getting blocked. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want the whole stream to get blocked. All right? So, okay, let's continue. Let's actually, first of all, sorry to the Ultra member who submitted this video. Obviously, we're not watching it again. If you want to submit 2 videos next week, go ahead. We'll see what happens with that. But let's now get to the actual big submissions. Fair enough? Okay.
Cuphead is one of those rare games that takes a simple Cuphead is one of those rare games that takes a Cuphead is one of those rare Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Cuphead is one of those rare games that takes a damn it. Cuphead is one of those rare games that takes a simple premise and Cuphead is one of those rare games that takes a simple premise and executes it perfectly. Yes! The initial premise was to combine the aesthetic of a 1930s animation style with the gameplay of a bullet hell shooter, and that's exactly what the game turned out to be. The art style and hand-drawn animation look and feel amazing, and this was obviously a huge selling point of the game, but equally as impressive to me was the period-appropriate soundtrack, which has only grown on me the more I play the game. So,
can we all agree? I mean, we're many years after Cuphead now. Can we all agree that that game was a huge anomaly, right? Like, you don't see games of that quality or that attention to detail made anymore. Really, honestly. Like, when I played it, I was like, the graphics are completely unique and outstanding, right? To the point where you don't ever see hand-drawn stuff like that in modern video games. And it's funny, because it took them so long to make the game, and then it took them so long just to make a simple DLC that wasn't even that lengthy. And everyone was like, you know, I wonder when the sequel will come out. Sequel? You think there's going to be a sequel? It took them like 5 years to make and another almost 4 years to make a DLC. Sequel, we won't see it till we're dead. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, I almost feel. It's a super good game, though. Like, if you haven't played it yet and you like shoot-'em-ups or you just want to see a unique art style, you should absolutely play the game. It's incredibly well done.
When patron TJ Agnew suggested the topic, I knew I had to do a video about it. I mean, that's not to say that he was the first to ever suggest doing a Cuphead video. I actually was kind of putting off writing this one because I didn't know what to say about the music. I could talk about the general attributes of ragtime and swing music, but I already kind of touched on that in my old Mario video. I could talk about the mechanics of writing jazzy 8th note lines, but I already sort of covered that in my Mario Kart 8 video. But then I realized that there was one vital element of this early jazz style that I haven't covered: the arranging. Arranging is a pretty broad term which covers a few different compositional disciplines like orchestration and form, but it also applies, perhaps most importantly, to shaping the overall emotional direction of a piece of music. To get a sense of how an arranger does this, let's take a deep dive into Cuphead's Inkwell Isle 1. This tune is perfect to use as an example because we actually have 2 different arrangements of it on the soundtrack. The
Oh.
regular version scored for 11-piece ragtime band including piccolo, clarinet, cornet, trombone, tuba, rhythm section, and strings, and the solo piano version. By comparing the two arrangements, we can see what sort of techniques a composer would use to translate the exact same piece of music from one of these settings to the other. First off, let's look at the overall form of the piece.
So, okay, so arrangement basically means it's the same piece of music, but it's played by a different arrangement of instruments. That makes sense. So in one, it's like the full ragtime band going crazy. So it's like full-blown everything going. And the other, it's just a more simplified piano piece. But it's still the same exact sheet music. That's interesting. I don't know anything about this. This is first exposure I'm getting to music stuff. It's interesting.
The tune is comprised of 3 main sections, A, B, and C, which are set up like this. The dynamic structure goes something like this. You start off at a normal intensity level, bring it down for the second A, then bring it down even more for the B section. We contrast this on the repetition of the B section by bringing the dynamic level way up, and then we come back down to our starting level for the next A section. At this point, we've had a little journey, a sense of going out on an adventure and returning home safely. But if we stopped here, the song would only be like 2 minutes long. So, we get this transition out of nowhere, which is enormous, and then we move on into our C section. The first round through here is very quiet to contrast the transition, and then the second C section ramps up the intensity. This is the climax of the piece here. For the last A, we bring it back down to a quiet level, then halfway through increase the dynamic level until we hit the end of the piece. This is a simple but good dynamic roadmap, with lots of peaks and valleys and a perfectly placed musical climax. Notice how the most drastic dynamic changes happen in spots with repeated musical material, which is a crafty way of making your music easy to follow along with while still keeping things interesting. Now, let's look at how Chris Madigan, the composer and arranger for Cuphead, handles the exact same music in the exact same form with the exact same dynamic roadmap with these two very different instrumentations. The piano arrangement gives us the melody in the right hand and the bass and chords in the left hand in this oompa stride piano pattern.
I have no idea how to read the sheet music. Okay.
This is very appropriate for the early jazz aesthetic that the game is going for. The full band arrangement, despite the 10 extra people playing, doesn't really add any notes other than what we find in this piano part. So, in this first A section, we have the bass line taken note for note and given to the bass, tuba, and the trombone 1 octave higher, while the chords are played by the piano and the banjo, which you can barely hear. The melody part is taken away from the piano and given to the violin and cornet, while the piccolo plays it 2 octaves higher. It's important to note that the first section sets the dynamic standard for the tune, like a reference point that informs our perception of all of the musical changes to come.
This is so insanely complex. The music is so crazy complex. It really is. And musicians need to get a lot of credit for what they do, for what they create. They're amazing artists, amazing performers. The skill level to operate any instrument at a professional level needs to absolutely be respected. This is why modern music, sadly, that's created in like a fucking, computer room or a studio that doesn't even have real instruments is just so ridiculous. Just people fucking around with bleeps and bloops rather than actually playing the instruments and designing this music. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at this like, oh my god, this is a simple piece of music and look how complex it is. Each piece written different for each instrument. Let's just listen to this because this is a very long video, 11 minutes. I'm appreciating it, but I don't think this is something we're going to do a crazy deep dive into. Already, I can tell you, it's already kind of lost me. I kind of don't even know what's going on.
You can see that this arrangement includes all of the same elements from the solo piano arrangement, they're just spread out around the band. So then, the question is, why pay 11 people to play this tune if you could have it done with 1? The answer is color. In the piano solo version, as we move into the B section, we're supposed to hit a low point dynamically. This is achieved by playing the melody in a super high register as well as moving the bass up an octave from where it usually sits. This, along with simply physically playing it quieter, makes the section feel more gentle.
But when the full band, it probably feels way more strong. And that's what true musical arrangement is understanding that having
Moving
it being played
into
by
our
different
dramatic
instruments make it
dynamic
feel
shift in
different,
the second B
right?
section, the piano
All
creates
right.
intensity
I get
by
it. I get it. It's fun. It's very complex. It's kind of, you need a lot about music to understand this fully. But I appreciated that. That was pretty entertaining. Now, this next video, I have no idea if we can watch because against Laugh Factory, and Laugh Factory tends to get claimed. Let's see what happens here.
Your cell phone rings, you don't recognize the number, what do you do?
Ignore it.
Ignore it, send it to voicemail. Yeah, not this guy. I answer it. Yeah, exactly. Opportunity, potential. Who knows? Who knows what it is? The other day I was driving down the 405, traffic. Phone rings, 917, New York. I'm like, oh. I don't know the number. I hit talk, I go, hello. Guy on the other line goes, hey Bruce, what's going on? My name's Jay, not Bruce. So clearly I go, nothing much, man, what's going on with you? And he goes, I'll tell you what's going on. I just got an email about the budget. It's supposed to be 15,000, now it's 10,000. I'd like to know what the hell's going on. And I grabbed the steering wheel. I was like, all right, fucking focus. Focus right now. Your name is Bruce. There's a budget. It's 15,000 now.
Oh, I was already right. It's already claimed. I can't even get through the joke. The joke actually doesn't seem that bad. Like, it actually seems like it would be kind of entertaining. We can't. So, guys, just let this be known. For some odd reason, anything from Laugh Factory gets 100% claimed and blocked on YouTube. All right? So we actually can't watch any clips from Laugh Factory. It'll block the stream. That sucks. We didn't even get to the punchline of the joke, and it seemed like it might have been good. I actually was enjoying that, and now we can't even hear the punchline of the joke. YouTube is something else. How is that not fair use? We can't just hear one joke from the man to review it. Just for review purposes, I can't watch one fucking joke from that comedian and tell you if I find him funny or entertaining. Wow, that's really fair use, YouTube. You guys really abide by the rules of the law, don't you? It's fucking bullshit. All right, this will be interesting. Okay? I don't know much about Cult of the Lamb, except that last year it was a virally popular game. All right? Well, actually, it was 2 years ago at this point, because that was the early release of it, the early alpha or whatever that everyone was playing. Everyone was talking about it at the time. Everyone was saying it was amazing, but it came out at a time when I was busy with other stuff, and I told everyone this might very well be a case of a game that is interesting, and I skip it, and maybe I'll play it in the future, and I'll really like it. I remember same thing happened with Hades, where I was like, dude, I can't play Hades. When I finally got around to playing Hades, I loved it, right? And everyone was talking about this for a while. But the weird part about it is I hear absolutely no one mention this ever again. Like, it was like about a few months, right? It was very popular. It was even in pop culture or whatever. And then all of a sudden, just like that, it's done. I don't hear anyone talk about Cult of the Lamb anymore. So, let's see. I've never even seen this trailer. Let's see what it is. Was killed by a cult, but then the lamb in the afterlife was possessed by a demon sent back to life, and he killed off the cult members, and now people are worshiping the lamb as a god. Is that what this is? That's what it seems like, right? To have survival elements. We were gathering resources and building like a town. So it's got strategy and action elements. Where false profits? Really? Boss fights? Yeah, there's big boss fights. Are you summoning like other demons to fight the other demons that you don't work for? It seems like there's one thing you do work for, right? mean, definitely the art style's kind of neat. I think it's a like a creatively designed visual game, but I don't see. I don't know. The way I see it is, it probably had hype because a couple streamers played it, and then a few more people played it, and then a few more people played it, and so the word of mouth spread about it or whatever. And I totally get that, but I don't see the appeal of it having any kind of long-standing interest. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just missing it. Maybe if I played it, I would understand it more. You know, like I said with Hades, all those years I heard about it, I was like, yeah. And then I finally played it. I was like, oh my god, like Hades is insanely good. So maybe that's the situation. But it doesn't catch me. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing in here that's like, oh, that looks great or anything like that, right? Here's the ending of it. Bury the false prophet. Yeah, I don't know.
Alright, you guys, today we are not going to be paying attention to my cousin and professional Instagram model, Andrew Hall right there. Dang, he's almost as jacked as me. We're going to be paying attention to this SUV that was nice enough to not end his life by running him over. Now, normally in this situation, you would pull up to pump number 3 so somebody could use pump number 1
why'd they park in the
behind
middle?
you. But no, they're going to sit there awkwardly between both VIP pumps, rendering them both useless because not only do they sit there for 20 minutes, they never actually pump any gasoline.
Wow.
Now, speaking of terrible park jobs for people that don't pump any gasoline, what the heck is in the air today? Now, today we're going to be paying attention to this lady who just opened her trunk and let a gas can fall out. Now, she's going to grab her kid because obviously scams work much better when you're holding a child. So, she's going to make her way over here towards this truck, but the truck's leaving, so she's not getting any free gas from him.
Oh, they're looking to steal gas? Oh, that's
Time
fucked
for
up.
attempt number 2, so she's going to
She's
carry
walking around looking to siphon gas out of someone's car when they're not looking. Wow.
gas can and the child around this camper right here. Now keep in mind the father of the child is in the vehicle, so he is more than capable of watching her, but then again, the scam wouldn't work as well. Now, unless she ended up getting gasoline in under 30 seconds, I can only assume the guy in the camper shut her down because she ends up walking over here towards this truck.
Oh, wait a minute. So she's not trying to siphon gas. She's trying to beg people and asking them to buy her gas? I guess that's what it is. She walks around with her kid saying, listen, I'm a single mom and we're down on our luck and I need gas. Can you buy me some gas and fill my tank up? That must be what she's doing. Okay.
The guy with the spiel, blah, 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 blah. Look at my child, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
I need some gasoline, blah, 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 blah. Now, luckily, he was smart enough to shut her down. He ain't falling for that. So, she ends up making her way over to the white truck in the corner, and unfortunately, that was a good Samaritan that ended up filling the gas can for her.
Huh.
So about 4 minutes later, she's going to make her way back towards the Ford Explorer that she arrived.
You know, she must lie too. She must be like, oh, I'm broken down the street and I need the gas. That's why because you might say, why not just say, hey, can I get $20 to put it in my tank? Instead, she's like, oh, I'm down the street. Can you fill up my gas tank for me? And then she pretends like she's going to go down the street to fill up her car when her car's sitting right here, right? Well, that's messed up, man. People are fucked up with the shit that they do. Like, how... really taking advantage of people who are nice, you know? Like, it's sad because it makes people not want to be good people. You know what I say? Moving forward, it makes it like you don't want to trust anyone. Like, one time, I was at a drive-thru, all right? And as I'm in a drive-thru, a guy rides up on a bike, and he's like, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I have, like, no money, and I'm really hungry. Could you just buy me, like, 2 tacos? And I was like... I was looking at the guy, and you could tell this guy probably lived on his bike. Like, you could see he had, like, nothing. Just, like, one backpack, right? And I was like, yeah. And I think I actually bought him a meal. And I let him get the whole meal. I was like, just take the meal, dude. It's all good. And he's like, wow, you're so generous. Why did you get me the whole meal, not just the 2 tacos? I said, because look at you. Like, I can look at you, and I can tell that you're someone probably down on your luck. You're riding around. You got nothing with you, right? I'll buy you the meal. Because you need it. You're going to eat it right here, right? He didn't ask for money. He didn't come up to me and say, Phil, can I have $10? He said, can I get me 2 tacos? Like, you know what? I'll buy you the meal. Because you're going to eat it, right? But this is fucked up. You know, that's what I mean. Like, people who prey on people like that. Because then it makes people skeptical. They don't want to be nice to people, you know?
with a full can of gasoline, thanks to the Good Samaritan over on Pump 10. So she's going to hand that gas can off to the husband of the child. So he's going to make his way around the back of the vehicle. He's going to open up that hatch, and he is going to reach in there and pull out a funnel, because obviously it's much easier to pour gasoline into your tank with a funnel. So he's going to unscrew that gas cap. He's going to slip the funnel in there, and then he's going to tell his woman to go grab the kid
She's fucking
and
wearing
a bag
flip-flops.
so that this scammery can continue. So she's going to make her way around the vehicle with the child and the thief bag. He's going to caress her face. All right, honey, look extra innocent in there. We need all the free stuff we can get.
So now they're going to ask for more.
She's going to make her way towards the store, and she's going to open up that door. She's going to make her way inside, take a quick glance over at the bathrooms, take a peek down the middle aisle, look up at the counter. She's going to make her way over here towards the deli cooler. Oh, are these fresh-made daily quarter-pounder meat with 3 slices of cheese sandwiches? Yes, they are. Oh, dang, too bad they're directly in front of the register in plain sight. Now, freeze.
Oh, my God.
I want you to meet Troy. He's the type of guy that would give you the shirt off of his back.
Wow.
He's my go-to handyman. He's like a genie. You summon him, and poof, he's there. And he grants unlimited wishes. But on May 19th, he was doing what he does, helping the preschool his wife works at, and he was involved in a terrible accident.
Oh.
His legs got crushed between a skid steer bucket and a dumpster.
Oh, my God.
His right knee was severely damaged, and his left femur snapped, and they had to put a metal rod in going from his hip to his knee. Unfortunately, it's not healing, and in his current state, it's been impossible for him to provide for his wife and 2-year-old.
Wow.
He has a GoFundMe that I will link in the comments and in the description. Please don't feel obligated to donate, especially if you're not in the position to do so. But if you do have a few bucks to spare, just know that you're helping out an awesome family and that it's greatly appreciated.
That's fucked up,
Thank
but you know
Now back
what? Big props to this guy with his YouTube channel. He didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? He didn't have to tell this guy's story and try to help him out, and he probably did, because you know people who watch YouTube videos are very generous, and I bet hopefully people did help this guy out and his family. That's really awful.
The shoplifter. So she's going to make her way around the coffee counter, look up at the counter real quick, then she's going to pass the Little Debbie's, take a quick look at the wine cooler, come over here to the candy section, and looks like the little chappie spotted something. So she's going to bring her over to the candy. She's going to set her down and let her choose herself. She's going to reach in there, grab 1 roll of Sweet Tarts. Oh, but wait a minute, you got a sister in the car. Yep, you got to grab 2. So she's going to pick her up. She's going to leave the candy section, and there's me, totally distracted by talking to my beer rep. So she's going to make her way into the middle aisle and start looking at our delicious chip selection. And it looks like she quickly spotted what she wants. She's going to reach in there, grab 1 cheddar cheese Pringles, 2 cheddar cheese Pringles. She's going to keep on looking, and camera glitch. So she's going to set her daughter down. You know, it's hard to fill your bag when a kid's in the way.
The aliens
so she's going to fail right there. And
right into the bag.
And boop. There go both Pringles. Now, obviously, you got to wash those Pringles down with something. So she's going to take a look at all of our delicious beverages. And she's...
So not only did they scam people outside for gas, then they come in and they steal the fucking food, too. With the kid in the arms. I mean, we're great role models, right? And wonder, gee, I wonder why there's such horrible people who have no morals in life and they do horrible things to others, because these are their fucking parents right here. All right, let's do one more video here before we split the part.
Well, as many as you know, the Winter Olympics are right around the corner. They're going to be held in Vancouver, Canada this year. And so I figured I'd preview this Vancouver Winter Olympics game. They've got the demo out right now. I haven't played an Olympics game in so fucking long. I remember I played James Pond at the Summer Olympics like 100 years ago, and it was on like Genesis or something.
Pond on the Genesis.
It's the last one I
that
played,
shit.
so let's see what they've
did.
done with these games since then.
This is before I even did the Olympic Games co-op with my friends. So this is like probably the first Olympic game I played. This is a demo day. Back in the day, I used to have days where there was nothing really going on with new releases. So I would actually set up an entire day where I would just play game demos. And this is one of them. Demo day, we tried the Vancouver Olympics.
Here we go. Play on this console, duh. Select country. Well, obviously I'm going to be America. Actually, you know what? I'll be Swedish. Why not?
There you go.
So there's only one event available, Men's Super G, Alpine Skiing. But as you saw, there were several events that are actually going to be in the game. It looks like there's a dozen or so.
Yeah, this is before Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. That's right. before I did any of those videos.
Skeleton became a permanent part of the Winter Olympics in 2002. That's great. What the fuck is skeleton? Ready. You'll actually launch at the start of the race, but to get off the best start, press A as soon as go appears. Don't press it before or your start will be penalized. Increase your launch power by tapping A. Use left or right to steer.
What is this
you can use
music?
either one, okay.
Oh, I'm sure this is what they play
What
at
is
the
this
Winter
music?
Olympics.
To accelerate, hold right trigger to crouch. The more you press right trigger, the more you will crouch. Okay. If you're not going to take a corner, to make a corner, I need extra steering control. Hold left to carve. Left trigger will make you carve.
It's kind of like drifting. Missed the gate.
What?
Ah!
I missed a gate?
Game over.
Okay.
You missed one gate. Game over. Wow.
Ready. 2, 1. Oh shit, I got a fart. Oh.
Very funny.
Oh, this music doesn't fit the game. Oh,
It totally
God,
doesn't.
it's bad alternative shit.
What is this music? Why would it be in a fucking Olympics
I didn't
game?
miss it that time.
Right? It should be like in Tony Hawk.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Nice, I made it. I carved.
Carve the turkey. Carve some meat. Oh my god, here we go. We're going to get down the hill now. Oh no, you lost control now.
Olympics.
No.
Give me my gold.
This is
Oh
so
crap,
weird.
I really have to make a poop right now. Oh no!
Oh.
Oh, the poop distracted me. The big turd. Oh, I shit my pants. Oh god damn it, I shit my pants. Oh, okay, I'll keep going. Oh shit! Oh my face! Oh my face!
Wow.
Penalized 7 million. 7 million seconds.
You can only miss 5 or you miss 4, I guess.
You can only miss a certain amount of gates, it looks like. 5 total. If you miss more than 5,
Oh my
or if you
God.
miss 5, you're disqualified.
Ugh.
This isn't me! This isn't me! It's some other Swedish guy! Whee! You know what would be really fun right here? If someone was shooting at you. Well, graphics are pretty good. Snow has some interesting detail to
This is,
it.
keep in mind, this is like Xbox 360, right? So this is 2 console gens ago. Like the graphics are actually not that bad.
Probably
for
wouldn't
that time
expect
period.
in a shitty Olympic game. Vancouver, that shit. Hey, what's all this skiing about? Get this skiing on a mid-backyard.
A long course.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it.
The skiing course is
I'm
actually
gonna
this
be
long in the
last
Olympics,
place,
huh?
but
This is supposed to be a sim
doesn't
game.
matter. I'm Swedish. Yeah, Swedish fish that shit. I love Swedish fish. They're delicious. Do it for the Swedes. New personal best.
Of course, the first one I did.
4th place. Haha, he's pissed.
Ah, he's like, fuck. Fuck, I sold myself. I shit my pants doing that, and I'm only 4th place. Son of a bitch.
He's pissed off. 4th place. I'm gonna try it again and try not to fuck.
All right, I'm not gonna do it again. See, this is the kind of stuff I used to do all the time, on demo day, and this was fun. It was a variety of games. This is back when game demos were very prominent. Like even Xbox Live had its own section where, on a weekly basis, they would add tons of demos, and some of them were crappy games, admittedly, but some of it was good variety, and was quite fun. So I actually did enjoy doing these demo days. I also did indie days. Like I would play random indie games off of Xbox Live. There was like an indie area, and we'd try indie stuff too. So, but anyway, all right. Thanks for watching DSP versus the Internet for episode 33, October 1st, 2023. Part 1 done, but many more coming. I appreciate all of you chilling with me here today, and I hope that you will stick around for more. If you're watching on demand, another part is coming. Thanks for watching. See you in the next part.